Hi everyone, welcome back. Hope you're doing great out there. My name's Debbie, and today on my channel we're going to be making pumpkin cinnamon rolls. And today the weather is a little bit gloomy here. It's rainy. It's like maybe 70, 73 right now. So it's a perfect day to make some cinnamon rolls. So stay tuned for that recipe. And I want to thank everybody out there who has subscribed to my channel. I'm just so honored that you tune in to me and keep watching me. I really appreciate it. I really, really do. So keep sharing my videos and keep giving me those thumbs up. They really help my videos. And hit the bell icon too so you're notified of every video I upload. So if you aren't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. But those who have been with me for a while now and comment on my channel, I really enjoy hearing from you, and I really appreciate those comments. And just keep watching me. I love it. And I love all of you. So let's get into our pumpkin cinnamon rolls. Okay, so the first thing to the pan we're going to add is 3/4 cup of milk. And I've had it sitting out at room temperature. 4 tablespoons of softened butter. Again, sitting out at room temperature. You can see it's soft. And it's 4 tablespoons. It's just cut up into many different ones. 1 egg. 3/4 cup of pumpkin puree. And again, I've opened a new can, but it's probably not going to take it all. And so I will just put the rest in the refrigerator in a sealed mason jar. And that will keep in the refrigerator for a good amount of time. I don't leave it in there over a week at the most. Maybe only like 5 days at the most. So there's a half. And there's our 3/4. Next, we're going to add our pumpkin pie spice, which is going to be 2 teaspoons. It's going to taste pumpkin-y because they're called pumpkin cinnamon rolls, right? I'm just going to mix that up a little bit. Let's add in our sugar. The sugar is going to be 1/3 cup. Three-quarter teaspoon of salt. We're going to add 3.5 cups of flour. I hope I have 3.5 cups in here. It's going to be close. There's 1, 2. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to have enough. I might have to use bread flour also. You guys ever tried mixing your flours? I never have, but we're going to try today and see how it turns out. I have more flour. It's just in the deep freeze. There's 3. I keep my extra flour in my freezer. And I don't like to use it right straight out of the freezer, obviously, because it's chilled. It'll be cold. But I put it inside of a Walmart bag and tie it pretty tight. Also, you can actually dump it out of the powder bag, the paper bag that it comes in, and put it in a Ziploc freezer bag to make sure the air and the condensation and all that stays out of it. But I've never had any issues with mine just by leaving it in the paper sack it comes in and then putting it in a Walmart bag and tying it up. So we're going to do 1/2 cup of bread flour. We're going to see how that turns out. So there's our 3.5 cups of flour. Just going to kind of mix that around just so both the flours marry each other. It's a happy union. We're going to make a little hole right there and put it in there. And the yeast is going to be 1 tablespoon. Sounds like a lot, but that's what this recipe says, so we're going to do it. Let's live dangerously. There she is. Pop this in our bread maker using the dough cycle. She heavy. Okay. Let's choose the dough cycle and start. And we'll be back to roll them out and make some delicious cinnamon rolls. Now, since I put the pumpkin and the pumpkin pie spice in the dough, when I roll them out, I'm going to be using this cinnamon on that part, which pumpkin pie spice has cinnamon in it also, but all right, we'll be back. Okay, our dough cycle just went off. Let's get her out of here. Ooh. Oh, that smells divine. Divine. Okay, I will let you know. Let's get this dumped out. Maybe let me grab a touch of flour, just in case I need it. I don't think I'm going to need it for the surface, but I had to end up adding a 1/2 cup more of flour to the dough. When it was mixing up, it was very sticky. It's kind of still sticky. So we're probably going to have to sprinkle some more flour on here. So it ended up taking 4 cups of flour. I don't want too much, but I don't want my dough to be sticking either on the counter. So we're going to get this rolled out. It's not too bad. So probably, I mean, definitely you have to add the 4 cups of flour. It was way too sticky. It wasn't even what I would call sticky. It was just still not incorporating at all and making into a dough ball. So let's get this rolled out. But it smells wonderful. I might leave this rest for about 10 minutes just so it doesn't want to pull back whenever I'm rolling it out. If you start rolling out your dough and you see it start shrinking up as soon as you roll it, then it needs to rest. So I'm going to cover it. I'm going to let it rest for 10 minutes and then we'll be back. Okay, while it's resting, I thought I'd bring you on. I have a 1/2 cup of white sugar in here and a 1/2 cup of brown sugar. I had dark brown sugar. I might have stubbed my toe a little bit on the dark brown sugar. So it might be a little more than, might be about 1.5 cups. But to that, then we're going to add some cinnamon. Now, something interesting I found out about cinnamon, there's different types of cinnamon. There's cassia cinnamon, Cassia, I think. There is Ceylon, Ceylon cinnamon. And I believe there's one more kind. And the thing about cinnamon that I found out was that in too much high doses, like it could cause liver problems. But cinnamon's also good for lowering your blood pressure. So there's a lot of benefits to cinnamon, but there are some cautions you want to take with cinnamon too. Because like the liver, if you have liver issues, you have to be careful on cinnamon. The problem with the cinnamon with the liver, if I'm remembering correctly, it's the coumadin in it. And this Ceylon, Ceylon, is the lowest of that percentage. So they say this one is the most healthiest choice of cinnamon. And so that's what I bought. And I smell it. It smells delicious. So we're going to use our Ceylon. I hope I'm saying that right. So we're going to put a teaspoon of that into our sugar mixture. This will be for our inside of the, it wasn't quite a teaspoon, for the inside when we roll out our dough. And then we're going to add just a sprinkle or two more of the pumpkin pie spice, which pumpkin pie spice, I'm going to do a little video on that because we are obviously coming up on pumpkin pie everything, pumpkin spice everything, right? Or apple spice. And I'm going to teach you how to make your own pumpkin pie spice with stuff you probably already have in your cupboard at home. And you all probably already know how to do it anyway. I'm probably the last one that is learning something here. But I did find that interesting about cinnamon and some of the health benefits and then some of the health risks also. So just read up on cinnamon. It's kind of interesting reading. But I think I'm going to now for sure start using the Ceylon because I don't want any liver problems. That happened to someone I loved very dearly, and it wasn't due to drinking either. So don't know what it was from, but sometimes medications can even do that to you with your liver. So true. So what I'm going to do is just start using the Ceylon. Let's see what smells delicious. Okay, so we're going to get back to this. I'm going to give it about another 5 minutes, and we're going to start rolling them out. All right, let's see what we got here. She's still got some air bubbles in her. Oh, it smells so good. I love this dough. There's so much you can look up on the web anymore. Or even ask Alexa. Well, I better not say that too loud. I have one. She'll be like, what do you need? One day I was watching The Price is Right. This is funny. And there's a girl on there with the name of what I just said. And Drew Carey said, her name said, blank. What do you have for such and such to win? And when he said her name, he said, blah, blah. Before he said, what do you have for such and such to win? And when he said that, she said, what can I help you with today? And I was just like, what? Anyway. Okay. This is so pretty. Oh, man, if you could just see all the little fleckies in here, it's beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to take a half a cup of butter or a stick of butter. I did melt it a little bit in the microwave so I could get it really soft. I have found that just spreading your butter on when it's really, really soft like this makes for the best goo inside your cinnamon roll. When you try to mix it in with that or whatever, it seems to clump. Doesn't seem to dissolve or get syrupy or gooey. So I like doing it this way. I think it works better. This little piece here. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's too funny. We'll just stick her back in there. Don't want to make a dent in my thing. I think it's on. That's too funny. I was just getting ready to say, I think this piece wasn't quite softened a lot. It was being ornery and just took my stick right out of my spatula. Some days you just got to laugh at stuff, don't we? We just got to laugh. Some days that's all we can do, because if we don't laugh some days, when you get these everyday problems in life, if you don't just take time and just start laughing about it, you're going to just sit down and cry. And this is where my microphone decided to act up and cut out on me. But I'm going to finish putting the butter on and sprinkle the brown sugar with the cinnamon and the pumpkin pie spice, roll it up. I'm going to bring it back towards me, and I'll be pinching the seams together, and then I will be cutting it. It does help right here for the dough to be that little bit of sticky, because it makes the seam pinch together really nicely. Really nicely. Okay. That's a nice little log there. Okay. Now I'm going to take my knife. This is a Mercer knife. The tip on this knife is just so pointy. It's so nice if you're cutting something and you need to cut just a little bit smidge, that tip, it's going to cut it really well. I also have a Mercer, is what I use for my bread knives to cut my fresh bread. Wonderful. Long, big blade, go through a big, long loaf of bread. Really nice. So I will link these two knives down in the description box too. And I always have my bread machine on any of these linked down there also, just in case you guys don't have a bread machine, you'd be interested in one. Because I know sometimes these are hard to find out in the stores, the compact ones like this. It's called compact, I always say this. It's called the Cuisinart Compact Bread Maker, but it makes up to a 2-pound loaf. And it does dough cycles, jam cycles, cake cycles, sweet bread, French bread. What all does it have on it? Ultra fast wheat bread, gluten-free, white bread, all artesian. It does it all. I'm gonna put just a touch of flour on here. I know a lot of people don't save their end rolls, but I just put a little bit more icing on them babies, them poor little things. Some people say just throw the ends away. No, not gonna. I do like to cut the ends off though to start my, and then I try to go in the middle. See how nice that knife just slides right through that dough? And the dough's a little sticky. Just glides right through there. And I am just not, I'm just barely, and it's a nice weighted knife. Okay. Let me see. So let me just see what I can do out of here. Them two are kind of bigger than the rest, but we're okay with that. Somebody that's been a really good boy or girl will get the bigger rolls. Okay, so let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17. So I have greased one 9x13 pan. We're gonna put 12 in here. So then I'm going to have to grease this pan. So let me grab a little. This is I think it's an 8-inch. I believe it's an 8-inch pan. These are very nice pans. I got these off Amazon too. Can you just not find anything you want off Amazon? Oh, and that Ceylon cinnamon, Amazon. Couldn't find it in my store when I started reading about it, and I was like, now let me tell you, that Ceylon cinnamon, it's a little bit pricier than the regular cinnamon. You can go to Dollar Tree and get a bottle of cinnamon for $1.25. And if you don't have any worries about liver problems, then by all means, use that one. But that's the one that has the higher coumarin in it. And Ceylon is the one that has the lowest coumarin in it. And I could only find it off Amazon. Walmart might have it every once in a while. It's the organic, simply organic, Like I said, I will link that below. But they didn't have it, and today when I looked online to like put one in my cart to do pickup, they didn't have it again. So, but Amazon has it. You don't have to leave to go get it, right? Okay, let's get these in there. I think I'm gonna put that side down. And we'll put her over here. We'll put that one there. I think I'll put a big one over here, right in the middle. And these can touch. It's okay if they touch. They like each other, so they're just gonna touch and talk to each other. They're gonna see how each other's day's going. I'm just silly today. I don't know. I just feel silly. It's a good day, right? Like I said, I did cut these a little thinner than I do usually. I wanted a little bit more because I want my husband to be able to take some to his work, but I want to offer my sister some. I want to offer my grandkids some. So there we have 12 in there and 5 in there. Now you know what someone told me to do when you have holes like this? I can actually scoot this over. They said put in like a dummy something, and I can't remember what she used. Maybe a silicone cup. If you have a couple silicone cups, like muffin cups, just sit those in there, and then that way they rise up and they're touching that and they think there's another one there. Okay, so we're gonna get these over, covered up in a warm place, and we're gonna let these rise about 1 hour. And then we're gonna bake them 375 for about 15 minutes. So let's go get them toasty warm. Okay, I wanted to come back on here really quickly and correct myself. There's 4 kinds of cinnamon. I had to look it up. Which one is the Ceylon, which is the lowest coumarin amount in there. And that is Ceylon. That's the one I'm using. Then there's cassia, Cassia. Then there's Sagon cinnamon. And then there is the 4th one, probably going to butcher this, is Kurishi, Qureshi. So those are the 4 types of cinnamon that there are. And like I said, Ceylon has the lowest amount of coumarin in it. So just thought I would come back on and correct myself. So check those out. Kind of interesting. Okay, they've been an hour. Oh, they look nice. Look good. Okay, we're going to get these in the oven. They just came out. I got them on the cooling rack. Ooh, look how good they look. They got that darker, kind of deep, yellowy, orangey color to them because of the dough has the pumpkin puree in it. Yum. We're gonna let these cool, and then I'm gonna add some buttercream icing. And I will put the recipe for the buttercream icing in the description box below with some of the items I used in case you're interested to get those off Amazon. And I already have my buttercream made. I had some frozen, but I will put the recipe in the description box, like I said. Okay, it's time for the big taste. Here we go. It's still just a touch warm. And like I said, I went ahead and I put some buttercream icing on it. Ooh, it's pulling apart like it's chewy. Let's see. Mm-hmm. Pumpkin cinnamon roll. You taste the pumpkin in the dough, and it's very light, but it's got a little chew to it. So good. And that icing on the top just puts it over. Really, really good. The only thing I might tweak is adding a little more pumpkin pie spice to the filling. I think I did a half a teaspoon because I put 2 teaspoons in the dough. But maybe just go ahead and bump it up to a teaspoon. But you play around with it, try it. Just like me. Hey, if it's not perfect, we'll make them again. Who's going to complain they have pumpkin cinnamon rolls 2 days in a row? So I'm going to get off here, get me a cup of coffee, finish this cinnamon roll while it's warm. So until next time, I want you to take care of yourself and take care of each other. Okay? I'm glad you're all with me, and I'm glad you're watching, and I appreciate all of you. Thanks. Bye.